If you stand at the arrival terminal of Ninoy Aquino International Airport for long enough, you will see a parade of modern luggage. You will see sleek designer suitcases, business briefcases, and backpacks. But amidst all of that, you will see something else. A cube, usually 20 by 20 by 20 inches, wrapped in excessive amounts of clear packing tape, tied tightly with rope. To the untrained eye, it looks like cargo. It looks like a clumsy, outdated way to transport goods. But if you were to cut open the tape and peer inside one of these boxes, you wouldn't just find cans of Spam, or bottles of lotion, or pairs of sneakers. You would find a timeline. They said that you cannot package a mother's love. They said that intimacy requires proximity, that you have to be there to show you care. But for the last 50 years, the Philippines has been conducting a massive social experiment that proves otherwise. This box is not just a package, it is a life support system. To understand why, we have to look at a story that is happening right now in a quiet living room in Quezon City. Meet Mercy. For 15 years, she was a domestic helper in the Middle East. And meet Josh, the son she left behind when he was 7 years old. For 15 years, their relationship existed entirely in the digital cloud. Pixels on a screen, voices over bad Wi-Fi, and the monthly notification of a remittance transfer. But 6 months ago, the signal went dead. Mercy stopped sending money. She stopped calling. Josh assumed the worst. He assumed abandonment. He assumed betrayal. When Mercy finally returned home in the pouring rain, the reunion was cold. Josh didn't hug her, he didn't cry. He just stared at the one thing she brought with her, that massive taped-up box. She treated it like it was the crown jewels, guarding it, refusing to let him touch it. To Josh, that box represented everything he hated. He thought, great. She's back, we're broke, and all she brought home is a box of junk. Josh's anger is the anger of a generation of social orphans raised by remittances. But to understand the box sitting in their living room, we have to understand the forces that built it. We have to go back to when the Philippines became the world's supplier of care. It started as a temporary fix in the 1970s. The government facilitated the export of workers to harness the petrodollars of the Middle East. They called these workers Bagong Bayani, the new heroes. But a hero implies a sacrifice, and the sacrifice was presence. The government built an economy on separation. But they had to solve a psychological problem. How do you keep a worker connected to their home when they are gone for 2, 5, or 10 years? The answer was the Balikbayan box. It was a tax-free loophole designed to bridge the emotional gap. It became an engineering marvel. You see, a standard Balikbayan box has no weight limit, only a size limit. This simple rule changed everything. It meant you could pack heavy canned goods, dense fabrics, and industrial bottles of shampoo without paying a cent extra. It created a ritual. For the overseas Filipino worker, shopping ceased to be just consumption. It became a form of parenting from afar. Imagine Mercy in a Dubai supermarket years ago. She isn't just buying toothpaste. She is thinking, if I send money, they will spend it on bills. But if I send toothpaste, every time they brush their teeth, they will think of me. I will be part of their morning. But boxes take months to arrive. And sometimes the gap between the sender and the receiver becomes too wide for cardboard to bridge. Back in that living room, the tension was suffocating. The box sat in the corner of Mercy's room, behind a padlocked door. Josh began to investigate. He found letters from a collection agency. He began to suspect that his mother had a secret family. Why else would the money stop? Why else was she so guarded? The tragedy of the diaspora is that the parent and the child grow in different directions. The mother remembers a child who loves toy soldiers. The child grows into a man who needs tuition and guidance. They become strangers living in the same memory. This isn't just Mercy's story. There are over 10 million Filipinos overseas. That is 10% of the population. That means 10% of the country is living in a state of suspended animation, living for a future they are not physically present to build. And in that silence, resentment grows. Just like it grew in Josh, then came the storm. A typhoon hit Manila, lashing the windows and cutting the power. In the darkness, while Mercy was out, Josh decided the silence had to be broken. He approached the box like a bomb disposal expert. He took a box cutter and sliced through the layers of tape. He expected gold, he expected cash, he expected proof of a secret life. Instead, when he shone his flashlight inside, he found a graveyard of time. He pulled out the items one by one. A Buzz Lightyear action figure mint in the box dated 2012. A prom dress in a style from 2016. A stack of birthday cards filled out but never sent. and at the bottom, a hospital wristband. It wasn't a shipment, it was a storage unit. When Mercy entered the room, soaking wet from the rain, she didn't yell. She just collapsed. She looked at the scattered items and finally told the truth. "I bought the toy when you were 7, she said. "I didn't have the shipping fee that month, so I kept it. I bought the dress when you were 16. My employer held my salary, so I kept it." And then the answer to the 6-month silence, the hospital wristband. Mercy had been diagnosed with cancer. She spent her savings on chemotherapy in a foreign land so she wouldn't burden her children. When the money ran out, she was left with a choice: buy more treatment or buy a plane ticket home to die with her family. She chose the ticket, and she paid the overweight baggage fee to bring the one thing she couldn't leave behind, the evidence that she never forgot them. In that moment, Josh fell to the floor. He realized the magnitude of the sacrifice. We often mistake love for utility. We ask, is this useful? Do I need this old toy? But the Balikbayan box teaches us that love is not about utility, it is about testimony. The box was heavy not because of the canned goods, but because it carried 15 years of missed birthdays, silent apologies, and deferred dreams. This cardboard cube is perhaps the most important artifact of modern Filipino culture. It is a symbol of a nation that learned to love across time zones. It is a vessel that defies the logic of geography. When a Filipino packs a box, they are practicing the art of spatial presence. They are saying, I cannot hold your hand, but I can send you the soap that washes it. I cannot cook your dinner, but I can send the food that feeds you. The world tells us that distance kills relationships, that out of sight is out of mind. But the story of the Balikbayan box proves that the human heart is vast enough to bridge any ocean. It teaches us that love is not just what you say, it is what you keep, it is what you pack, and it is the willingness to carry the weight of that love halfway across the world just to bring it home. So the next time you see that taped up brown box on a luggage belt, don't look at it as cargo, look at it as a promise kept. Mercy and Josh's story reminds us that sometimes the things we resent are actually the things that save us. Whether you are in Dubai, Manila, or California, remember this: love is not just what you say, it's what you keep, it's what you carry, and that is the power of the Filipino heart. The sound of resilience, clarity, and undying connection. If this story moved you, don't forget to like this video, share your own stories of the Padala in the comments, and subscribe for more stories that reveal the hidden power behind our culture and connection.